social, high social stature, and it would be dangerous for them to simply murder me outright.
Well, I'm a very important person myself. They tried to take me into custody.
I believe you.
They
No.
tried to murder me on sight. I would not expect justice from these people, Charles.
I will heed your words wisely. But if they have nothing...
No, go ahead, Pencil, sorry.
If there is no evidence to convict me, I am not too concerned. I have had run-ins with the Andarum Order before.
Well, if it's all the same with you...
Perhaps if they ask you whether or not you saw us, and more specifically our companion Gamry, perhaps we should come up with something. And until we can prove that the Cliftons were murdered by the thief chasers, we want to keep our friends safe. And has a hard time lying about
we were never here.
That may be pertinent. What do you suggest?
I suspect they know that we came this way, but Anna's sort of looking at everyone else.
Well, he could always
like
just...
they're gonna know that we came here if Charles they at least came in this direction, right? I don't want to tell Charles they're gonna find a bunch of dead bodies on the road, but they are.
Oh, I'm
right?
assuming you at least dragged the bodies off into the bushes. Or
yeah,
no way.
Still, I mean, I know, but look, even if we did, how difficult is it if the Andarum are gonna follow behind us, and like we did for the Ox Thief, one of them runs into fucking Orville on the road.
Well,
right, because
Jan
is under that impression, but he is indeed dead.
He can simply tell them that we asked to seek shelter or asylum here, and he turned us away.
I think it would be pertinent if you were to hide in the woods until the Andarum came and did their inspection.
I think we should do exactly as the NPC told us.
Yes, always do what the GM NPC tells you to do.
Okay. I sure hope you guys do this when my NPCs tell you what to do.
No,
we don't trust you at all.
Are trying to move the plot along.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a huge difference.
Fuck you.
We call it a beard trap.
That's what your NPCs do. They fuck us.
Beard trap.
Whenever, if you feel otherwise, though, perhaps we could take other action.
Well, I was going to leave, but where do we go from here, right? So, I think we should stay.
I think Charles should mislead them, tell them that we went in a direction we didn't go.
I could certainly do that.
Or say we never came here, right? I just think we should come up with a plan. Either trick the Andarum into thinking that we didn't come this way, that we left, or that we are on the road to the next town.
My suggestion is that he says we were never here. Although, perhaps, now that you've mentioned your fear for his life, maybe we should stick around and lie in wait, just to see what happens. Maybe we can help Charles if they are truly here to enact violence on him.
I think we're going to stick around. I just mean, what do we want to tell them? Not us. What do we want Charles to tell them?
Charles
right?
can either tell us that he turned us away, or we never were here, or...
We should definitely try to misdirect them.
I could tell them that you moved on, perhaps, or that you were just passing through.
Let's,
number of things.
Why don't we say that we asked for directions to a certain place, and you gave them to us? That way they will have a false idea of where we're headed.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yes, that's good idea.
That sounds like an acceptable plan. I think I can manage that.
Don't mention the hobgoblin. I don't think they've spotted me yet.
He touches the side of his nose and he says, "I wouldn't dream of it." Now, I have a few things that you should take with you. I expect you to return with them, and if you do, I may even have some work for you. Here, if Virgil thought you were competent enough to deliver this important message, you're competent enough for me. As he's going about his sort of laboratory, he's collecting some different books, and he actually gives you one of the kettles which has some runes inscribed on it. And he describes, "You see, I have a mine, and it's become overrun with some creatures.
Mages.
It's filled with a toxic, well, not toxic, an explosive gas that will also suffocate you. And it seems to have drawn some slimes to the mine. Perhaps after this is over, you'd be willing to help me."
Sounds like a mystery.
Sorry, did he say slimes?
Yes.
Correct.
I have
Slimes?
talents to deal with those.
What
Very good.
are...
Hope that the ones when you cut them they become more. Sir Camry's worst nightmare.
I'll get to the bottom of this mystery.
God damn it! I'll cleave you if it's the last thing you do.
So
Last thing I
you load up your goods, and Delaney has a discussion with Albie. And after some negotiation, Albie seems content with what he's being paid. And at evening, you are led off into the forest.
How's Abigail doing?
She's doing all right. She's sort of just. She seems kind of in shock at all that's happened. Very distant from what's going on around her.
Before we leave the company of Charles, Gorgon's
Yes.
going to ask him if he or his men have any musket rounds for sale.
Oh yes, of course we can help you with that.
Cool. Can I buy the market price, twice market price?
5 times market price. No, whatever
Okay.
the regular price.
This is right from the source. They should be even cheaper.
I believe
Straight
that
out of the ground.
I believe that the ammunition is reduced in price as well with the rules that we're using. I believe they're 25%. I'm not 100% about that. I'll have to look it up. Commonplace guns is what it is. So does anyone else have anything to do before you wait?
Second other question. Does he have a powder horn?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
And third other question, they don't sell anything else here, eh?
Like
'Cause
not
I'm-
much other than like they could perhaps give you some provisions, but like would it like
Black
what do you
powder?
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I originally bought paper and powder because I was going to eventually make some fireworks. But I'm actually, now that I have a firearm, I'm starting to run lower on the powder.
Yeah, you could buy black powder. It's they use it for blasting.
Anna's going to approach him and point towards Les and say, "This one has mixtures that will heal people. Do you have any?"
Ah,
She'll pull out a
You-
gold pouch.
He looks shocked and says, "Really? I would be quite interested in anything that you can show me," he says to Les.
let's instinctively facepalm.
Cassie's going to take the conversation back to her, and she's going to say, "We don't have time for that."
Are you sure? They might not be here for a few more days. I'm sure that you could just whip up a little something, couldn't you?
Les says, well, I'd be happy to.
So, Charles sort of stands in
I like this.
in anticipation of what you're about to show him.
Basically, yeah, Les pulls out a couple vials and bottles and mixtures, and you see him mixing liquids back and forth, mashing up powders and stuff. He goes, "It's simple chemistry, you see."
It's not chemistry for the last fucking time.
And after like a few minutes of mixing and stirring things around, he pours one last vial into another, and there's a small poof little cloud that comes out. And he says, "This here will change the way you look into anything."
He sort of picks it up in awe and says, "Amazing, just amazing. May I?"
Absolutely.
He quaffs it down and
Uh-oh.
instantly changes to whatever you set it for.
I set it to looking like Anna.
Can Carl's stuff affect other people?
Oh, you're right. Do you have the ability for that? Probably not.
Oh, you know what? I don't. So
Which
when
means
he asks if he can take it, I'll say, unfortunately, right now it only works for me, but I'm looking to perfect it. And
I see. Could you perhaps give me a demonstration then?
he drinks it down and turns into Thrindle.
time to
Amazing.
retcon all that healing.
Oh my
Amazing.
god.
Yeah. So guys, he can't actually heal us. I forgot that.
I've never seen so many elves before.
We've rested since my last healing.
Right.
Yeah,
but
but
you.
Yeah, I'll let you explain.
But you've been like healing the party this whole time.
Alchemists, until they get an ability, they can't share their extracts with other people. It's kind of stupid, but
Oh, yes.
it's just the way they work.
Well,
So I don't know exactly how your class works. So when you
Well-
get a alchemist, what are they called? Discovery? I can't remember.
Yeah,
You
discovery.
can
You
take
get
an
infused extracts.
yeah, you get a like he said, infused extracts.
So next level, am I able to get that?
I don't know. You have to look at the class.
Okay. Well, anyway,
Uh,
that's a pain in the ass.
he's quite impressed. I would appreciate if you would be able to show me how to replicate these abilities.
I'd be happy to show you what I know, as long as you swear to never reveal where you've learned any of this knowledge.
Oh, of course, and I hold you to the same for any of these things I give you.
Les reaches out his hand to shake.
He shakes your hand and smiles.
Ugh. So yeah,
no.
while we're here with him, I'll definitely show him whatever I know.
Anna, you were asking about healing?
I think Beard went away
he's-
and is not back
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
I was the one who asked about the healing.
Oh, it was you who asked about healing.
Who
Since
cares
unfortunately
about Luke?
we don't have much here other than a few poultices and some bed rest.
And we'll just nod and say thank you for your time. Sorry, nameless girl.
So he gives you a collection, like I said, a collection of books, his 2 pots, well, one of his pots, and a couple other different things. And you, unless there's anything else you wanted to do here, you set out for the forest to make camp. How long do you want to stay out there? Do you want to set up like a watch? What do you want to do to?
Sir Gamry wants to look to see if any of the miners are eyeing us funny.
You do get a couple odd looks, perhaps because of the strange company you are.
Okay. Nothing too suspicious, hopefully. No informants in the midst.
Hopefully not. So you make camp and watch from a great distance, from cover. Watch day after day until the Andarum order indeed does show up.
Day after day is how long?
You wait 2 days.
Perfect.
Day after day, 2 days.
Can, while we have some downtime, can I throw a few crafting checks?
Absolutely. That's what Drew's been doing.
Sweet. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to do a painting of the camp, the forest, the mountain, something that's pretty. Maybe I would need to scout
You
a
need
good
Morgan?
location.
Okay.
So should I do a perception or just the craft?
Yeah, you could do a perception for sure.
Just to find a good thing to paint. A 22.
You find a nice valley overlooked by mountains. There's also a small lake there. It's
Cool.
framed quite nicely, and you think it would make a very nice landscape portrait.
And here's my skill painting. 9.
It could be perhaps considered a little what's that? When it's not
Abstract.